Friday morning, can't control it. Fired up and counting every minute. Hands are shaking, eyes are burning. The time has come, yeah, this is not a warning. The week was just so long, we had to let it go. Our problems disappeared, we're not tied up anymore. The weekend is here. Sunday calls, we are sick and tired of it. Up and down, can you feel it? Up and down.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the Johansson show. It's Kurt, and today I've got a special guest in my build-up to the 1-year anniversary show. Somebody that's been everywhere during this lockdown. Your stock's risen massively. Danny Limelight. Danny, thank you for coming on.
Hey, Kurt, thanks for having me, man. And all your listeners, thanks for tuning in. Great time. It's been great these last couple months, man. During this pandemic has been insane. You know, I really turned the pandemic into the Danny Limelight show, and I'm just super excited for everything I got going on. And I'm excited to be on your show today, man. What's up?
No, really excited. Thank you very much. I know I said to you before, I wasn't supposed to be recording. You reached out. You was available for a podcast. Like, right, I'm making this happen. We'll put the daughter down for a little bit, and it's good to finally have you on the show. Like, again, during this pandemic, I don't think there's been another wrestler whose stock's risen as much as yours. I don't know if I'm making it up or if I've heard it in a promo, but it's like Danny Limelight is Tuesday Night Delight at the moment. You're on the United Wrestling Network with PrimeTime. You're on AEW Dark. How's it all been for you? Do you have to kind of like pinch yourself with how much your career's changed over this pandemic period?
I mean, honestly, man, it's been surreal. You know, when the pandemic happened, I had a couple things lined up, a couple independent bookings and stuff like that. You know, some WrestleMania weekend things that got canceled and stuff like that. But it's really been just, you know, a blessing in disguise. It all started when I made my New Japan Pro Wrestling debut and New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong. You know, that kind of really, I think, is what really kick-started everything.
Yeah.
And then Championship Wrestling from Hollywood coming back to studio-style TV tapings, and then PrimeTime Live kicking off, and then, you know, the New Japan, you know, the NJPW Lions Break Crown Strong tournament, and then the AEW stuff, and it's just been, you know, being on TV. If you think about it, you know, I'm on TV two times on Tuesday with PrimeTime Live and AEW Dark. Then I got New Japan Strong, NJPW Strong on Fridays, and then I got Hollywood, Championship from Hollywood on Saturdays. There's 4 different shows, 4 different companies, you know, with amazing broadcasting and different kinds of fans from all over the world. It's been amazing, man. Yeah, I feel like I do have to pinch myself to make sure this is all real, because a lot of people say this was the worst year in the world, in the history of worlds, you know, like. But I took the worst year and made it my year, and I think that, you know, that's all I can really ask for is these types of blessings and this kind of abundance that I've been living in. I'm excited, man.
Yeah, definitely. Like at the beginning of the year, then when WrestleMania weekend started closing and that wasn't going to be happening, did you think, oh, like crap, this is it for a while? And then what was your first interaction with New Japan to get you on the American-based shows?
I thought for sure, I was like, damn, this is gonna slow me down now. You know, it's gonna slow a lot of people down. You know, but for me, it was with the New Japan stuff. You know, after Rocky Romero had invited me to the tryout back in the fall of 2019. Actually, it was just 1 year ago, a few weeks ago. You know, I wasn't expecting to, because what happened was after the tryout, I ended up separating my shoulder. In a match and stuff like that. So I thought I was gonna be out for a while. I ended up getting into a car accident the week after that. It kind of set me back in place. And then I just started grinding in the gym, getting myself, you know, ready to be back in the ring. And then when Rocky had hit me up during the pandemic.
You don't do anything out here.
What happened?
You don't do anything by halves, do you? Like, first you're injuring in a car accident, and now your career, you're doing everything else. Everything's just hectic.
Yeah, it's a little crazy, you know. It's definitely I don't know. It's just my radioactive genes, I guess. But when Rocky had hit me up during the pandemic for New Japan, these American shows, man, they really became like a mainstay on Friday nights, you know. And I feel very blessed and fortunate to be part of that show weekly. You know, I've made a lot of appearances on the show so far, and I just feel blessed, man. I'm super thankful to Rocky. I'm super thankful to everybody that's, you know, a part of that, takes part of, you know, having a hand in that. And I think that it's amazing that they're able to do these shows and keep COVID precautions happening the right way and stuff like that, keeping us safe and stuff. And it's truly been a blessing, man.
Yeah, I bet. How have you had to adapt to wrestling in front of no fans? Did you find that difficult?
No, I didn't really find it difficult. I think that it's two different atmospheres. You know, when you wrestle on the independent scene, you know, or on TV in front of a crowd, you know, you get that feel from the crowd. You get that adrenaline. You get the cheers, the boos, whatever it may be in between. And it's a good kind of feel. But then when you're wrestling studio style, no fans, sure, it may not be as engaging as with the crowd, but it's a different kind of feel. It feels like fight night style. You know, I feel like a fight club. You know, I'm fighting somebody with nobody else around, and it's just like allows me to be laser focused on my opponent and not concerned with what the crowd is saying. You know, so it's definitely a different feel. But either way, they're both awesome. I definitely miss the independence. I miss, you know, hearing people cheer for me or hearing people boo for me. You know, the merchandise table, taking photos with the fans. You know, seeing fans wearing my merchandise and stuff. That's pretty cool. And in the studio style, I don't mind it. You know, it's what we need to do right now to keep everybody safe, and I think safety is important.
Yeah, definitely. So with your New Japan stuff, then obviously with Lines Break, you faced Mysterioso Jr. and TJP. Did you think that was just going to be it, or did you always knew you was going to get brought back for their strong stuff and then going on to Lions Break Crown?
When I made my debut against TJP at New Japan Pro Wrestling, something about the match just felt like I want to say like I knew, okay, I'm gonna be back because of how the match felt, you know, and then when it was, you know, released and the crowd reactions on like social media and things like that, and everybody talking about it, I knew I was coming back, you know, but I didn't like let it get to my head either, you know, like I kind of wanted to make sure that when I came back, I was going to grind harder, work harder, have better matches, you know, and continue to improve in the ring, you know, with every appearance. And I think that I've done that. And then with the Lions Break Crown tournament, you know, taking on guys like Barrett Brown, taking on Blake Christian, and then evidently taking on Clark Connors in the finals, you know, there was a lot of good competition in that tournament, man. And I feel like being able to be the guy that gets to the finals, and obviously I didn't win, but I think I proved to everybody that I'm there for a reason, and I need to be here, you know. And it's been awesome, man. It's been a thrill ride, and just getting in the ring with guys like Rocky, and getting in the ring with, you know, all the talent that's in that locker room, you know, it's awesome, man.
Yeah, I can only imagine. And was New Japan a goal of yours prior to the pandemic? Then was that somewhere you wanted to go out to Japan?
You know, it's crazy because like all I knew was WWE and WCW growing up. I didn't know about New Japan. I didn't know about Ring of Honor. I didn't know about any of these companies. And then, you know, when I came back when I first started training to be a wrestler, you know, and then I found out about New Japan, and I found out about Impact, and I found out about Ring of Honor and what the independents were in general. And when I first started, I didn't really have a goal of New Japan because I didn't think that my style fit in there at the time. You know, I didn't think I had, you know, I didn't foresee it, you know?
Yeah.
Kind of started off just being present in the moment, not really setting any major goals right off the jump, just wanting to learn how to do this stuff, you know?
Yeah.
I think as time went by, I knew where I wanted to go. But I've never been the type to close a door, you know? I'm open to any and all opportunities. And so last year when I made my debut with Impact, I told myself, I was like, I'm going to come out and I'm going to bust my ass because I want to get signed. And I was like, I can see myself in the X division, you know, I can see myself locking horns with guys like Ace Austin, Trey Miguel, you know, now my boy Chris Bay signed, you know, things like that. When they didn't offer me a contract, I told myself, all right, well, it's not for me right now. And I just kept grinding. And when I got invited to the New Japan tryout, I was like, okay, maybe this could be a good fit. And when it went extremely well, I was like, I can see myself here. I can see myself doing this, you know? And I think that, you know, it's been great ride so far. You know, it's really been a lot of fun. It's been definitely some of my best matches ever. You know, I think Steel Sharpened Steel and New Japan has some of the best. You know, they just released their, you know, Super J Cup 2020 tournament. Fortunately, I'm not in it, but shout outs to everybody that's involved with it. I'll definitely be there next year unless I end up somewhere else, you know. And then when, you know, talking about where I want to go and things like that, you know, now with the AEW stuff kicking off, like I could see myself there as well. You know, today I have a match with, you know, I'm teaming up with Casey Navarro to take on Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy. that's gonna be insane. You know, last week I made my debut with them, and they got, you know, really good reviews, and it was well received by everybody. You know, and then I still got PrimeTime Live going. I still got Championship Wrestling from Hollywood going, and at this point, my only goal is to just work my ass off and give the best performance I could give with every opportunity I get, and then eventually I'm gonna get signed, and wherever that it may be, it's where I belong. You know, and I feel like what's for me can't be taken from me, and as long as I work my ass off and I stay authentic and genuine to who I am, I'll end up where I need to be.
Yeah, definitely. And you mentioned Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. That's a company that you'd worked for previously, and then they've come back in association with the United Wrestling Network to do PrimeTime Live pay-per-views. I know for myself here in the UK, I get them on Fight TV. Like, how's that been for you to be knowing, like, every Tuesday night you're on primetime television, you're on pay-per-view? What's that like?
Well, I just want to take a second to thank David Marquez, because honestly, when I first started wrestling, and I got kicked out of my wrestling school, and, you know, the owner of that company told me I'll never wrestle again, I didn't know what I was going to do. I was like, damn, like I was really falling in love with wrestling. You know, I really wanted this. Now I can't wrestle anymore. But David Marquez had contacted me, and I was 9 months in the business, 9 or 10 months in the business, and he brought me to Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. I was a little green boy, and he had me wrestling on TV. And so, like, I really only learned how to wrestle by wrestling on TV, you know, and so he kind of took me under his little wing. He saw something in me damn near 5 years ago now. He saw something in me, and here I am, you know, busting my ass to really just be a mainstay on the United Wrestling Network and be, you know, the face of the company. And honestly, I don't care what anybody thinks. Right now, I believe that I'm the face of the United Wrestling Network. I believe I'm the flag bearer, even though I may not hold any of the championships. I'm the guy that's there week in, week out, competing against some of the best in the world and continuously having the best match possible on the card that night. And I think that, you know, with everything that's happening with PrimeTime Live, and you know, and David Marquez trusting me and having that confidence in me and my tag team partner, Papa Esco, and we're doing the bodega now, and just running rampant through the tag division on Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, and even being able to do my own single stuff as well and showcase my single talent. I think I'm blessed to have somebody like that and have a company that sees that much potential in me and allowing me to do my thing.
Yeah, definitely. I think David Marquez, like, he's probably one of the most underappreciated people in wrestling. Like, I think what he's done, everything he touches does turn to gold. His work with NWA, obviously Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, the tours that he'd make happen in China, like, it's fantastic what's been happening with the PrimeTime Live. Like, again, you mentioned it, whilst a lot of people were thinking this is going to be the worst year of professional wrestling, out comes PrimeTime Live, which is so refreshing and something so new, and giving opportunities to people like, say, Chris Dickinson, yourself, Papa Esco. Like, had you teamed with Papa Esco before doing the PrimeTime?
Well, honestly, I had never met Papa Esco until Championship Wrestling from Hollywood came back to TV tapings, and they had this idea to team me with Papa Esco. And at first, I'm authentic, I'm real, so I'm gonna say exactly what the truth is. At first, I wasn't sure if I wanted to do it because I really had this idea in my head of working as a singles competitor. I wanted to be a breakout star. I wanted to do my own thing. But I saw Papa Esco, and I saw that, you know, not that many people knew who he was, but he had a good look. He was real. He's a genuine, authentic dude as well. He's Puerto Rican, and I love my people. You know, mi gente, I love them. And I said, you know what, I could, you know, he was good in the ring too. So I was like, yeah, I could see myself teaming with this dude. I think we could do some things, you know. And I had another idea in my head, and you know, my idea kind of matched David Marquez's idea of, you know, where we could go with this. And I jumped on board, you know. And now, you know, we teamed on Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. We had 2 matches prior before making our PrimeTime Live debut as a team. And so, you know, now we taped a few matches with Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. And you know, we made 2 appearances so far on PrimeTime Live, and it's going really well. You know, I think the chemistry is there. I think the look is there. I think that we have all the tools that we need as a tag team, and all we can do is keep grinding, man. We hungry. He's starving, and you know, we know what we want. We here to rob the house. We want championship gold, and it's gonna happen.
Now, hopefully, it does. For those listening, if they've not checked out PrimeTime Live, why should they be tuning in? Why should they be buying the pay-per-view?
Listen, aside from the fact that I'm on it every week, basically almost every week. I've been in 4 out of 7 episodes. Aside from me being on the show, you got to look at PrimeTime Live's roster. David Marquez is bringing in guys like Eric Redbeard. He's bringing in guys like Carl Frederick. He's bringing in Darren Young, Fred Rosser. You got Lio Rush making his debut this week. You got, Priscilla Kelly, Thunder Rosa, Miranda Alizé. He's bringing people from all over the place. Eli Drake, Mike Bennett. He has Dirty Dickinson. David Marquez is doing something that I don't think anybody's done before. This last week he had AEW's the librarian Peter Avalon on the show. He had David Boy Smith coming for this world title tournament. He's doing this thing where he's bringing so much talent for a 1 hour and a half pay-per-view every Tuesday in a beautiful studio, an amazing set with an amazing crew, and he's showcasing amazing women matches that not many companies are doing these days.
Yeah.
So it's an amazing show, man. It's only $7.99 an episode, or you can buy a bundle pack for $21, and that includes 4 episodes on Fight TV. And it's the matches. Some of the matches are worth the price of admission alone.
Yeah. No, 100%. Like,
and if we want to talk numbers and we want to talk matches, I want to wrestle Lio Rush on PrimeTime Live. You can make it the main event. You can open the match with it. You can put it anywhere on the card, and that match alone will be worth the price of the whole pay-per-view. Let's do pay-per-view now. This is my message to anybody listening at the United Wrestling Network. If you're listening, let's do pay-per-view numbers. Let's do Limelight and Lio Rush, and let's really, really sell some tickets.
Yeah. Well, I was going to ask if that's something you wanted, and clearly it isn't. Definitely, like, that could be anywhere on the card, no matter where you're going to be positioned, because it will steal the show. Nobody's going to follow it, so you might as well put you on last. But if you put on first, then I feel sorry for everybody else on the card. But no, hopefully that does happen. I've seen a lot of people on social media saying that's the match they want to happen, and they've been making their own little graphics of you next to Lio Rush.
It's insane on Twitter right now. Everybody on Twitter is talking about Limelight and Lio Rush, so that's pretty cool. I've known Lio for some years. He walks the walk, he talks the talk. He got a big ass mouth, but he backs that shit up. And I definitely want the hands. So let's run it.
Yeah, definitely. So how did AEW Dark come about then?
Man, that I just remember that I had contacted some people previous, that they had got back to me, said some things, let me know what was going on over there. And I was just waiting patiently, grinding. I still had everything else going for me, and then I just remember waking up to an email from them saying, hey, these are the 2 dates. This is where we want you, yada, yada, yada. And I was like, I ain't even respond to their email yet. And I went and bought my plane ticket right away to get out there. I was like, all right, let's do it, and man, when I got there, it was just a feeling like no other, it's how I felt when I walked into New Japan for the first time. It's how I felt when I walked into Championship Wrestling from Hollywood 5 years ago for the first time. Like, whoa, I'm here, and I told myself that, like, this opportunity may only come one time, and if I don't seize the moment, if I don't really, really showcase my talent, it's not gonna happen again. And what I will say is that I did my thing, and I will be back. Obviously, I'm back today, so make sure everybody tunes in to the AEW Dark today to see me and Casey Navarro take on Jurassic Express. But it's not the last time they're gonna see me on AEW. That I can say.
No, hopefully not. What was your thoughts on the whole production value that AEW bring to the table, even for Dark?
I thought it was cool, man. It was first of all, it's the whole, I look. This is what surprised me when I watched the AEW Dark, and I seen when I came into the ring they had the Puerto Rican flag up, and then they had my name with the spider. I was like, man, these people like really put some thought into it, because that they captured who I was on that Titantron, like they captured, everything that Danny Limelight is, New Yorker who's radioactive, and they put it up there. I thought the camera cuts were good. I thought this, having, Taz do commentary for me and hearing my name announced by the legend himself, like it was super dope, bro. And it just, I think I'm spoiled at Championship Wrestling from Hollywood and PrimeTime Live, because I think David Marquez's production, his whole production team is one of the best production teams in the world, because the wrestling and everything looks top notch there. So I think I'm spoiled with that, but it was great, man. I had a great time. Everybody there was awesome, from the cameraman to the referees to the staff. Just everything was amazing, man.
Yeah, and everybody can check that match out again. Go back to AEW Dark, who teaming with Jersey Muscle against Jurassic Express.
Yes.
And who was it that was working with you to put that match together?
The agent was BJ. And yeah, it was pretty dope, man.
Oh, brilliant! Good. So, what feedback have you got so far from them?
You're gonna make me say some things that I can't be saying.
Without getting yourself in trouble.
Yeah. It was just great feedback. Yeah, I just want to say it was great feedback, and I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I don't want to be responsible for everything going away.
Yeah, obviously things went well, and that's why I'm there again today. But just all I can say is that it was an amazing time, amazing experience, super humbling feeling, and people just gotta keep tuning in,
Yeah, man. So you've already spoken about your goals of wanting to be signed. You've already said you want in that match with Lio Rush. So if you do get a singles match on AEW Dark, who do you want that match to be with?
Okay, so, gosh, I've always said that I want a singles match with Rey Fenix. Rey Fenix is my boy. I've known him for almost 4 years now. And we've been in tag matches against each other. We've had some fun, he's a really, really good friend of mine. But I know for a fact that if I had a singles match with Rey Fenix, it would be fucking fire.
Yeah.
But now hear me out with this one. What a lot of people on Twitter has been saying, especially after it was announced that I'm wrestling Jurassic Express again, everybody's saying they want Limelight versus Jungle Boy. And I would love that singles match as well. Jungle Boy is an amazing athlete. He's an amazing wrestler. And I think me and him will create magic in that ring.
Yeah, definitely. That match would be fantastic. You're both two people that put it all on the line. And again, that Rey Fenix match would be fire as well. I spoke to Alan Angels and he spoke about his match with Rey Fenix on Dark and he's gone on to great things. So hopefully, just grab that you want to be signed, go have that killer match, what you can have. And I'm looking forward to see what you have next with whether it's New Japan, with United Wrestling Network, Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, and AEW. It's fantastic to see somebody having so much success during such a hard time for a lot of people in the world. So congrats onto that. You deserve it. You've put the hustle and to that person that kicked you out of their academy, their training school, and was like, you're not going to wrestle again. Look at you now. That's all I can say is look at you now.
I'm not even going to say what I really want to say because I'm going to keep it professional. But, good things happen to good people. And I know that I'm sure they're sitting there looking silly right now. So, but today's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. You have to tune into AEW Dark to see me once again taking on Jurassic Express. And make sure you go over to PrimeTime Live. Lio Rush makes his debut. Eric Redbeard is on the card. It's going to be a huge show. You got Miranda Alizé versus Christy James as well. Don't miss out. Don't miss out on PrimeTime Live as well. It's a beautiful Tuesday, beautiful day for wrestling. You got 2 great shows, man. You never know who's going to show up on PrimeTime Live. You never know.
No, definitely. Make sure you check that out. And where can everybody find you on social media if they're not following you already?
My people, mi gente, listen to me loud and clear. Look, I'm not hard to find. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me even on TikTok at Danny Limelight. And do me a favor, go check out my Pro Wrestling Tees store. Go to prowrestlingtees.com/Danny Limelight. Check out my shirts. I have so many different cool designs. They match with all the new Jordan releases. They match with all the new Nike releases. Really, really cool material. Really great artwork, great designs. Check out my shirts. Buy one, show love, show support. If you have a podcast you want to do, if you have a Twitch stream you want to do, if you just want to shoot the shit, hit me up in my DMs and let's make some moves, man.
Yeah, brilliant. And hopefully we can get you on again in the future.
We definitely will. You have my contact now. You just hit me up when you want to do another show, man.
Yeah, man. So again, thank you for coming on. Everybody, make sure you do follow him on social media. Check out that Pro Wrestling Tees store. Danny, keep killing it. Until next time.
Thank you, Kurt. Have a good day, man. Take care of the family. Send my love.
Bye for now.
All right.
Friday morning.